back if you value your life. Don't say I didn't warn you. We've met before, haven't we? Oh, we haven't? Something about you feels familiar.
Hey, what's up guys? Back with another video. We're gonna talk about Celine real quick. I'm gonna try and make it real quick. Of course I've already seen this. I watched the live stream and I'm just gonna come out and say that this unit is insane. Like, I'm just gonna say that right away. Not only is she cute as fuck, but she's insane. So let's go ahead and dive into her a little bit. I'll just skip straight to the stat page. So this is Karin's aunt, Celine. She's a thief Scorpio, so she shares the same stat lineup as Violet and Baiken. She has very nice base health, very nice base attack, nice speed, crit chance in her awakens. This is like, Scorpios are one of the best stat lines for thieves, in my opinion. It's like Scorpio and Leo are the two best zodiac symbols in terms of like damage output and overall stat distribution. Yeah. So, self-imprint. She's got attack, releases health. I don't know why it's health, but okay, that's weird. But yeah, like I was saying, over 1200 attacks, really nice. This is really high HP and etc. So let's just go ahead and move forward. It actually starts off with revealing her passive, her S2. It's called Intuition. Attacks a random enemy with Blink. When an enemy uses a non-attack skill, can be activated once every 2 turns. Blink cuts the enemy in the blink of an eye. When the enemy is not an elite or boss monster, damage sharing effects are ignored. So this will ignore SSB's passive. This will ignore Arius, stuff like that, right? And mind you, this will not proc on a passive. I'll say that now because I have. This is basically the same thing as Soul's S2. Soul doesn't attack a random enemy. He attacks the enemy that uses a non-attack skill with a counter attack. This works in the same way. So like it won't counter Arbiter Vildred's revive or when Charon procs is passive, stuff like that. It has to be an actual active skill, like a skill that you actively use. So like Violet's S2 counts, basically any heal, Seedom's S3, Isaria's S2, stuff like that. We'll proc this. Vivian's S3, all non-attack skills, right? But that doesn't include passives. Just want to make that clear. And we can see them demonstrate that here.
보스가 아닐 경우 피해 분배 효과를 무시합니다. 이 턴에 한 번만 발생합니다. 셀린을 상대할 때 턴을 먼저 잡았다 하더라도 공격이 아닌 스킬을 사용한다면 아군 누군가가 예기치 못한 피해를 입을 수 있습니다.
Oh, that damage was actually pretty decent. She's using her own artifact here. Let's see how much HP that judge has. I don't think we can see it actually. She just kind of melted. She's below 11k. But these are test accounts. Yet again, we don't know what kind of gear are on these things, so we can't assume anything on her mods or. But that was pretty decent damage, considering like Judge has pretty decent base defense from what I remember. Like I have very little defense subs on my Judge, and she's still over 1,000 defense. So. That's pretty decent damage considering. Like if she hits like a squishier target like this Seedom, she's going to do considerably more damage. So the way they showed this was like in a perfect situation, right? And they showcased it with Crozet here to show that it ignored the Arius effect. Like his passive. So that's why they showed it like that. But it is a random enemy, so keep that in mind. Attacks a random enemy. They just wanted to showcase it in the best scenario, which they tend to do in these.
셀린을 상대할 때 턴을 먼저 잡았다 하더라도 공격이 아닌 스킬을 사용한다면 아군 누군가가 예기치.
So yeah, it targeted Judge, but in reality, that's a 25% chance this will happen. She could target any of these, but nonetheless, I still think like that's fantastic because even hitting the Seedom here is very good. hitting the judge or the C-Dom. It's like, this is, like, I actually said right before these units were revealed, I was like, so, hey guys, what unit do you think they're going to counter with these new units? Honestly, didn't expect it was going to be like the Oxlots thing. But I guess they see how often people judge Hisei Cleave in a lot of situations, and in Guild War, and in, like, sometimes, like the Oxlots, Athletica, and Friends comp in RTA, this is another answer for that. And Arena, like, top-end Arena, Jake Hisei, like, I use Jake Hisei. It's a very fast Arena team, and this is a good unit to incorporate into the game based off this passive, because this is a unit that you can counter speed without having to build speed. Like, this is the kind of unit that we need in the game, in my opinion. Because currently, like, there's very niche counters to units, like Oxlots and stuff, where they gave us Cerise, right? But the thing is, you still need your speed gear for her to work. Same thing with Kerouac to deal with Basar, you know? You still need speed gear to outspeed them in the first place. And that's one mistake they were making over and over again. It was one of my big frustrations with the game, is because it's not really dependent on the unit's kit, but more so the gear you put on the unit that made the unit good. Okay? This is a unit that we're like, if you have shit luck with your speed rolls and etc., you could build her like a glass cannon and do something without having to rely on speed or the speed RNG and etc. So this is just like, this unit addresses a lot of problems in PvP right now, in my opinion. So, and then we have the skill 3 here, Thunderclap. It's a 3-turn cooldown after you Mola. Dispels all debuffs from the caster, which is huge, and repeatedly slashes at the enemy before triggering an explosion. Increases invasion of the caster for 2 turns, recovers health proportional to damage dealt. We don't know how much this heals for. Probably a decent amount. Evasion buff is really good. They're kind of, like, based on this, and, like, I'll talk about ML Violet in a future video, it seems like they're kind of trying to shift the meta more towards, like, using evasion to deal with a lot of the problem things in the game. Because, it's just raw damage output, right now, between Arbiter, Vildred, and etc. If you can, you know, get dodges in there, it's more RNG, but, you know, at least there's chances to survive shit, right? And the Dispel All debuffs kind of deals with other issues in the game. It's like just heavy debuffs. I mean, if you get stunned, you still get fucked, but it's besides the point. The fact that she self-sustains with that, her artifact brings her own attack buff. She gets, I think she gets a lot of crit from her awakenings too, if I'm not mistaken. No, she gets attack from her self-imprint. I'm mixing up my units here. But this unit, this skill's pretty good. Let's go ahead and take a look at the animation again. I'm sure they'll show.
인데요. 약활거에 걸려 있다고 해도 먼저 모두 해제하기 때문에 회피 증가를 안전하게 걸 수 있습니다. 특히 스킬 강화 시 쿨타임이 3턴밖에 되지 않아서 회피 증가를 자주 발생시킬 수 있습니다. 1스킬 올려.
So also mind you that it does, like he said there, it dispels all the debuffs off of her before she takes her turn. So, like, if you get dizzied and debuffed to shit, right, you can still output that damage, which is nice. So that's another good thing about her. And then another issue with thieves in general is that they kind of just die unless they have a mechanic that keeps them from dying, or a mechanic that brings them back to life. That's why, like, Kayron has his passive, Violet has dodges, Mursa has dodges, and then you have her, which gains evasion now. You have Assassin Sid, which gains evasion. You have Stealth, Consistent Stealth, and Assassin Coley, and all those units are good because they have mechanics in their kit to keep them from dying. And then you have other thieves like Blue Coley, who does not see any play at all because she can't keep herself alive. She's not fast enough to go into stealth, so she just dies. Okay, there's thieves in the game that are just unusable because they don't have protection. I mean, Ruzit is just kind of a CR pusher. It's really hard for me to think of other thieves. Spez is a little bit different. He's kind of a nuke. But like regular says, he doesn't have any protection. after he does his thing, unless you use like Wind Rider, which they took away from him. It's just stuff like that. Like thieves that have a mechanic to keep them from dying will always be better than a thief that doesn't. Unless it fulfills a niche role that nukes, right? Ideally, kill something that's a threat before it can threaten you kind of situation. So I think this increase in evasion on her is pretty huge. It's just a chance to not die, right? Because thieves are pretty squishy. They need some kind of mechanic to keep them from dying. They can't build bulk, right? Well, you can, but it's not as easy as other things. So let's go back and look at the S1 here. S1's pretty standard. It's just an attack. And then when you crit, it'll increase your damage dealt. So obviously you want to build crit on this unit. We'll see what the scaling is on that. I mean, a crit hit increases the damage dealt anyways. So I guess it's just going to increase the damage you deal more than once, right? So we'll see what the mods are. I'll do the mods in another video.
올려치기는 검집으로 적을 공격합니다. 치명타 발생 시 피해량이 증가합니다.
So yeah, and then we have her artifact here. It's a secret art storm sword. It's basically an artifact built for her to do what she wants to do. At max, it has a 100% chance to grant increased attack to the caster for 1 turn when an enemy uses a non-attack skill. It can only be activated once per turn. So, same thing as her passive. It won't activate on passives, just heals, and on active, like activated abilities, it's only when this thing will activate. So, it's a good artifact for her, and I can see use on other thieves, but I think it's mainly used for what she wants to do. It's hard for me to think of another thief that could really take advantage of this artifact. Maybe in some Guild Wars situations where, like, you have her on your defense and you expect him to bring some kind of sustain to attack you, and then you can run this on, like, Kayron or something like that. But I think in a lot of situations on other thieves, Alexas, RNL, and stuff like that will be better. You can run several artifacts on her. This isn't necessarily, like, the best one that you can run. I mean, you can run Alexas on her. You can run RNL on her. There's a lot of stuff you can do with her. Different ways to build her. You can probably build her decently fast because her base speed is pretty nice. You can build her literally base speed and make her do a shit ton of damage. She's a fun unit. I really like how she's put together. So they kind of show her artifact here again.
발생하는데요. 만약 적이
Like, see, they're both holding it here. They get the attack buff.
공격이 아닌 스킬을 사용한다면 공격력 증가가 발생하여 이 스킬 3강을 더욱 강력하게 구사할 수 있습니다.
So yeah, that's not
셀리는
bad.
공격이 아닌 스킬을 사용하는 적을 상대로 예기치 못한 피해를 입히는 영웅입니다. 한자로 칼로 기억되는 방랑 검사. 셀리는 6월 18일부터 새로운 서브 스토리와 함께 만나시.
So yeah, should you pull this unit? I think you should 100% pull this unit because it's a unit that you can build to counter speed without needing speed. Main reason. I think she's one of those units that, like, you're going to regret not having. You're going to regret passing it. And if you want my opinion, I think you go all in to get her. That's my opinion. I said I wasn't going to spend on this game anymore because I'm kind of over this game, but releasing this unit, like, this is what they needed to do to kind of pique my interest a little bit, to be honest. So I'm actually glad she's getting introduced because this is the kind of unit that I need on my account to deal with all these fucking 290, 300 speed shits. Like, I'm actually pretty excited to get her and build her. So expect a showcase video from her, from me, or on her from me. I will do that. And yeah, let me know what you guys down thinking. Let me know what you guys down. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and get some discussion started down there. I think she's good. And yes, she won't always stop the cleave. It's RNG, but it's still like a good 50% chance she will fuck a cleave over if she one-shots the judge or one-shots the CDOM. So that's pretty nice compared to like a fat cat 15% chance to miss, right? I think she's solid. And she's going to be really fun to pick in RTA. She's going to be really good on Guild War defense. You're going to start seeing a lot of her. Arena defense, Guild War defense. She's not really a PvE unit. They haven't really been releasing PvE units as banner units much anymore. I mean, they kind of gave us Ray, who can be used in Banshee, but should be a one-shot in Banshee anyways, right? So it's just like, they're still in the mindset of releasing counters, but at least this isn't a niche counter. She's good in a lot of situations. There's a lot of non-attack abilities out there. So while countering Oxlot stuff, she counters Acades stuff in Guild War and stuff like that, which is pretty nice. So I think probably 9 out of 10 pull. She's definitely 10 out of 10 waifu. So like, good luck on your pulls. That's all I'm going to say. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and hit the like button. And follow me on Twitch. You can find the link for that in the description. And subscribe if you're new. I'd appreciate it. I want to try and hit 10K. Let's push 10K. I need some more motivation to do this stuff. But if you don't want to, you don't have to, you know. But you guys have a good one. Peace. Fuck.